This game is Skyrunner. This is a game that I used to play back in the old days. Big surprise, right? This whole week is about olden time games that I played in my past. I can't remember exactly where I got this game from. It just kind of appeared on my computer one day. I guess my father got it from a friend or some shit like that. This is a pretty decent game, I guess. For the time, it was pretty fun. I mean, compared to all the other crap I had. And as you can see, it's a shooter. You start out in that spaceship thing, which is called a skimmer, and happens to look a lot like a space shuttle, which is pretty cool. Then when you shoot down enough of those turret things, then you beam down a sky bike, and then you're on your sky bike and killing shit. And once you kill enough, this thing called a harvester appears, and you gotta shoot it down. And that's basically it. The game just keeps on looping over and over again, increasing the difficulty, the speed of the game as you progress. So, it's just a high score thing. You're trying to get a high score. There's no goal. You never beat the game. And yeah, fairly straightforward, simple game. I believe it was originally for the Amiga, and then they kind of just ported it over to, the PC, because this is a pretty obscure game. I've tried to locate it later on and had a difficult time doing so. There was no Wikipedia article until I actually decided to make it. If you look this game up on Wikipedia, I wrote that article. And on the Wikipedia article, I was able to even get the storyline to this game. Sky is the drug used by the 24th century planetary dictatorship to keep the masses in a state of docile obedience. Sky is harvested on the planet of Moloch, with huge harvesting machines defended by enemy sky bikers and formidable defense towers. But there exists a freedom underground, proud rebels who would defy their tyrannical masters to be free men. However, they do not possess the military training to operate the advanced weapons systems of the 24th century. Desperate, the Freedom Underground turns to you, the elite mercenary, the Skyrunner. You are the squad commander who must lead your group of Skyrunners through the defending towers, blasting the drug-crazed enemy bikers and annihilating the harvesting machines. You are a professional. You are paid only for success. You do it for the money. But history will remember you as the heroic warrior who saved mankind from the scourge of Sky. That's a pretty cool storyline, actually. And the cover art to this game is actually cool too. Check out the cover art. I mean, you gotta admit, that's pretty fucking cool. Back in those days, the game graphics were so crappy and stuff that you had to have cool box art in order to sell the game. You needed to sell the game, so you made the box art as cool as possible. Like, basically, you wanted to pick the game as if it would have been made sometime in the future when they weren't limited by crappy hardware. So this is what the game should have looked like. And actually, it's considering the hardware was running on at the time, it's pretty close to that. It's pretty close. It's certainly a lot closer than some other games that I played that I bought based on the box art alone, and the game was absolutely nothing like the box art. Arkanoid comes to mind. Arkanoid. I played that game back in the day for the Tandy color computer too. I looked at the box art and it looked awesome. I played the game and it was nothing like it. Now, looking in hindsight, Arkanoid is actually a pretty fun game, but damn, that was some deceptive ass box art. But this didn't really disappoint. I mean, you had to judge the game based on the box art, because back in those days they didn't have the internet. They didn't have the World Wide Web. They didn't have video game reviews for PC games like this. You had to just get it on the fucking art. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And well, the game is repetitive, but it's a nice diversion. Back in those days, you just play for a few minutes and it's like, fuck it. I remember when we first, when we were playing this game, my sister and I, we never got to the harvester. We didn't even know the harvester existed back in those days. Finally, we were able to get to the harvester, and when we saw it for the first time, we literally screamed. We were like, "Ah, what is that fucking thing?" We were so scared. Then, like, we gunned it down in 1 second. I think it just takes one hit to fucking kill that stupid thing. I mean, it's like... But it's the harvester. It's like this gigantic freak of machinery and shit, you know? Anyway, this is an interesting game from my past, and, you know, I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for it, even though it's fairly repetitive and very simple and really has no point to it. You know, like you're trying to free the underground by playing this game over and over and over and over again. It's like, when do I win? Do I win at some point? No, you never win. You keep on playing over and over again. Well, aside from just steering your bike and your ship around and shooting, you know, you can adjust the throttle, you can slow down or speed up. And I had some really big speed issues with this game. You know, I was running this in DOSBox. I actually recorded this footage because there is no footage of Skyrunner on YouTube. I had to make this myself, and I had to slow down the CPU by quite a bit in order to get an acceptable frame rate and actually play the game. It took me a while to get to the harvester, but I did it finally. Anyway, you can find this on the internet pretty easily, and then just play it on DOSBox if you want to check it out. So I guess that's it. Nigma Hood signing off.